Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you've ever felt lazy or unmotivated to plan your book out properly, this video should be able to help you get down the basics. Without further ado, let's get started. The main character is the character who drives the story forward and whose perspectives and actions the readers follow. They are the main focus of the storyline, and the narrative always revolves around them and their goals. However, they are not necessarily always seen from a first-person point of view. Sometimes, the main character may appear as an outsider or may be portrayed from another character's perspective. In those cases, the main character's thoughts and actions are communicated indirectly through narrative descriptions or dialogue from other characters. A plot is a sequence of events that form the narrative of the story. The plot is the foundation of the story that the author uses to establish the characters, setting, and conflict, and it provides the structure and purpose for the story. It is the sequence of events that carry the main character towards their goal, and the plot develops as more events occur and the characters grow, struggle, and evolve. The plot is the main ingredient in the recipe for a good story, and it drives the narrative to its dramatic and satisfying conclusion. A goal is an endpoint of a plot, and for the character it is typically the main motivation. A goal is what a character is working towards through the narrative, and it is what the overall story is building toward. If the character achieves their goal, it is usually the climax or resolution of the story, and is often accompanied by a resolution to the conflict or obstacles that got in their way. On the other hand, if the character fails to achieve the goal, then it brings an end to their efforts and journey, and it is often a tragic conclusion to the story. An antagonist is a character that opposes, hinders, or conflicts with the main character and their goals, and they may be the source or cause of the conflict in the story. In most stories, the antagonist is another major character with their own motivations, objectives, and point of view. The antagonist often serves as a foil for the main character, and they act as their rival or opposite, pushing the main character to face their fears, doubts, and weaknesses, and improve and grow in order to overcome those obstacles. A personality type for your main character means their overall temperament and qualities they have. It is their cognitive, behavioral, and emotional traits that create their unique set of values, perspectives, and patterns of behavior. Aspirations refer to the main character's ambitions, dreams, or long-term objectives. Skills are the acquired abilities, competencies, and proficiency that a main character possesses. This involves action, behaviors, or mental abilities that have been learned and developed over time through training and experience. Make sure you know what your main character looks like and if there's anything weird or unusual about their appearance. If your main character's past is what has influenced them to act the way they do in the story, make sure it is mentioned how and what took place back then and what were their most important relationships during that time period. The main character's present relations are just as important as the past relations because they are the ones that the main character will be interacting with the most. And they also have a greater impact on the main character as well. In a story, there are usually more important interactions which eventually progress and change throughout the story, depending on the plot and details. Settings are crucial, and it is also one of the many factors the readers are sometimes hooked on to read even more. Naturally, there isn't just one setting in the story. Your main character and companions, whatever the plot might be, need somewhere to go or your story won't really do well. After all, nobody wants to read a book that starts in the same place and ends in the same place. The main setting refers to the primary location or environment of the story, which provides the backdrop or context for the central events of the narrative. Like any other story, opportunities and challenges will arise, no matter the setting. What is important is that you are able to define these opportunities and challenges that do arise. The place where the main character lives at the start of the story obviously must have something to do with their past and trauma, and how they feel about it and how long they've lived here is important. Main events refer to the major events that take place in the story, and they are central to the plot and the progression of the story. You don't have to worry about these key details until you finish your manuscript, but it is a good idea to have an idea of your book format, which perspective it is from, and what is the narrative form of the story. A tone is one of the many elements that contributes to the mood of the story and sets the context and atmosphere of a narrative. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video has been at least a bit helpful. And until next time, I'm Elise, reminding to always follow your creative whims.